so mko twitwa for evidence. And it's mama, I'm telling you today. So what now? Near to a bunny, now has they've rigged the election. You want to go to court and much I do about nothing. But this Agyapade document, if you're not technical person, if you don't follow politics, if you don't go back to archives, if you don't read from 1992 you can read this book for 30 years. I'm telling the NDC today, if these elections, no one said they are going to Supreme Court. Say Supreme Court and go determine the outcome of the results, whether it was rigged or not, whether we should seek for re-election or something, it's a foregone conclusion. Me say, me catch a John Dramani mama. I said don't catch us a 5 agents buy and it crash. Yeah. They didn't build a robust system. But first you play with the intelligence and the minds of your people. So mama seen a near bria on 10 agents in
and find competent people.
Thank you.
Competent people. People who don't go and drink tea and biscuits.
So who will be some metal who is an experienced person in terms of election can go to the strong room near mouth to see a more biscuit to work for. It tells you that there is a problem. Chance to them
who sacrifice for life for the party on that day night.
And the NDC, so my again say, your Baba said because Supreme Court to be a I tell them said then I forgone conclusion.
I'm therefore deeply honored to come before you today to introduce a very remarkable individual who has not only made significant contributions to our beloved country Ghana, but who will also, God willing, play a leading role in putting this country back on the track of progress and prosperity.
Women, we are empowering ourselves, and so NDC is committed to making sure that we allow women the opportunity to also realize their full potential in life, to what they call the Affirmative Action Bill.
Nana, I know you from a distance. I respect them so much. I give them a certain kind of respect. Why number one? Maybe so. I dear my church the Mudia Bay. I have offered your party documents. Yaba become dear Chess idea way fiction. Then a chess idea way imagination. Then a chess idea way trash rubbish. A dear Ben basic so be dinner court a DSM. Nanny Pan is part of the appointment committee. Obey my baby some questions. I mean the bell from this kind of judges. No more small girl behind the person.
I feel my crab about I said the channel so channel I think the solid TV and then the can ya when you di impunim for Mr. subscribe to the channel. Never notification button ya kai say over like page you know I did be I say and sign in ya for a boss na share link that's sharing is caring I say nyame asempa na yenye enter to nsa ya na wo share yenhwemu eda say about 90% of the viewers mon subscribe to the channel enye poapa any fast so ntine ka say wo hwe no now we subscribe. Now subscribe. Can say your production the free Ghana can studio. We are up for the internet. Now how this one could be content ebe welcome. And net and some way the name semi mood to. Me say me son sem na me son sem by nen sem no de e mood. Akwa say my the answer ya mbawu. Asem with the mood. And e share ya ye the ensem ma kuma akwa say 9 and asem yensa and ye deba. The edikan and say and look at kete cancel at the forcing and call papa ni pebie ni so ewo appointment committee ni so ni nyina se ebra yibu anasem no ewo the court of appeal o dem nika bae no wo se na kan kofo bi smuggle Supreme Court judges bi ababa veto mo amenu an sa asem no wo hwe ebotu gu and so dan chen so and no parliament so pass the affirmative action bill no and amana baba be mra edi asem aneka edi akire Ghana fo ade baako so ebehwe enso ne se Okyehene+Mahama so akwa akopie mu finfin manteba kan hwe mo se empenin se otuboro kede Japan West wo se ade ne wodea ana ade so wo fi a oye wo se wo de Professor Jane Naana ba be hye na matankunyansa se modehye ane pegera ba be duru the vice president position enti dey and Amoka, Mose Mahama, ni NDC say. And some way, and the afufru be kanwa, and ne anopay, a enumere, yet the Bible some say aquas, so the come say, yes, aquas, same denti, and I will say Abuakawa, a tinty sugun so in no debrica, tenten or Baba Maso. And tinifa, ne denti, ne sha solid TV, yo, na content no, enco. Make some hubby, see about Franco later, a Baba Tenase.
Finally, my family is free because of Rome Villa Estate. Yes, this estate is responsible for selling affordable litigation-free lands that have electricity, water, and accessible roads. I am so happy.
Yeah, Franco Hita, Atlas, Franco Aquaba.
Major Sumira.
Now, what to say?
Namadama.
Abushafo nyina hoye
Namiadu bibiabo.
Stella ma say one that so ma so we ho adru both and drew na bro for but wa we no stubborn but obado weko so what see you nka
Papa, yes.
And then the 31st, right?
And 31st.
Okay. Exactly 22 days.
22 days.
To Papaya, and you know, from August and the better so. But Franco, Mamencha Minia Bako, your fellow Emmanuel entry. Former no ne to emphasize this time one it Fidelity Bank. Mene on Minia Safo or Hinokofi Safo. In a down for pan, in fact, who say, oh, you need papa. Safo me Safo so by Biano or Quaco Piobi Manso, now issue BSc and if you say, when I can answer. But my menfa announced with influential. Honorable Kennedy Kwame compare with Jamon, Unia, the Bibia, the Bianca same penny say, so who sound for only penny for the Honorable Ken, the Bibia, Nunia Bako, your fellow Nana. Oye kwa obo a champion hene na ye feno nana kisi berima nana berima kisi o maame a ye feno oba penny Margaret Akosua Chumuwa watwa nam wonse do na enhye o hono se nyame mboa August bosumin da etoso dubaako and ye 1 week no ewo East Legon to or say East Legon Executive Fitness Club House. East Legon Executive Fitness Club House. Na ayeni chance do wa me de beba e wo me nchen wa but me pese ye 1 week no and the picture no na da so no. Hey. E be me ka say mami I don't know why sir. Because oba sikani se ka so tenase. Nanka this time no timi feed pa na mami wo so ko. Man, wanya de nkra wanya de
wood and natural
eh but you yebeko biu
yebeko
na yakwa ne kwakwa de say de ya ho de kwakwa de kwa do patano
we observers
he go do patano because you yet nana yet me morning sa nana na we say nana was catching bibri ana you by be am kwakwa no say de East Legon Executive Fitness Club House say you despite Canada Japan and the full support na sikafo no na beba the meme ko nsa abode say na me kwa akobo ka wo kwara ka menya ko mo bo ana kana na ma me kwara ka me fa me say entumi yibi
ebi o jahodi eno na efe
na ka
jahodi asana na ko mo di guni so na mo
na ko mo di guso na ka me sabi me no me fa bi kra metim dia ba bo bra
eno na metimi dia fa flight akwa ba 20
eh ayo say me kobi wa because say me kobi na man kobi enye ba me banana me ninsa abode bia o ai kwampo wie kwa wakwa na besa me ka esike de aba enti oba penny Margaret Akosua Chumuwa ne ba ene barema nana kisi of na juma kuridindi hybrid limited or sounds ye can say obu wo kwa a champion hene tena we de shade pa ba bi nyakopon apije wo kwa dunu nka o se ka ba na kwa bere 77 years dia ko che da nyini sa ka bia 80 kra 82 83 90 nanka watima enjoy the best of life but you say wo kra dia nkwantimi and nyakopon ne share in fact nana ma me pasa akonya na men dana na se pa men dana na se in fact bra na ye November for super delegation nana echere se onua pa na ono obekende kwa me compare kwa Japan nana esi ne keja eni asedana na ye da waspa ayendru ha ye beba solid TV team ne ye beba na se me kan no ye bena na ye de sabode bia na bitimera bo Franco
my brother
me passe ko case at 14 video where there emra
now you have shifted the goalpost from the 31st that we agreed to Tuesday, and going forward you hold it and submit the report to the house. Madam, this is not a banana republic. This is the Republic of Ghana. This is the Black Star of Africa. This is Kwame Nkrumah's Republic of Ghana. please don't destroy our democracy. At the minimum, you have to give us the opportunity to study the nominees, and the people of Ghana must see us that we are doing our work. We cannot joke with this democracy. These are some of the things that we do, and the democracy elsewhere, they lose them. We will protect this democracy at all costs. You are putting somebody into a constitutional office until the age of 70. All what we are asking is that advertise for a minimum of 14 days, invite memorandums. So far you have advertised for 4 days. Even the advert, you didn't tell us you were advertising. 4 days. Advertise for 14 days. Give us an opportunity to review the CVs. Today, you've called a meeting. Me today, I've not even read anything. How am I supposed to ask a question? And let me put it on record that the NDC minority is not against any of the two nominees in person. All what we are asking for is an opportunity to do our work well and then diligently.
That Peace Corps, the famous ambulance saga, say, I to force a issue, letter of credit, I made the court, yes, Assembly High Court, it was a court of appeal. That is a second for damage or the court, can I say, Supreme Court for review, and so he's entitled to. So, okay, be you. No, Anna, my name is Jane Naana, Tombusa, Godwin, Tamaklu, Sena, I to force one was said. There's an urgent issue of Parliament, or so connected local sitting in. Yes. Nana new brand started with a video about Papa Nebufu. Our label sense of Mamibi was a mamma air try to cover smuggle. Yes. Sa vetting, no come back to my vetting, the Supreme Court judge, and then come on our account. Now, Franco says, who is it?
Shall men show Bibiana pay every and depending on your location? There be a message is an honor and a privilege to be on this particular platform. And when I got the video, then one thing came into my mind. Okay. Dano asama Okyehene kind no besi ne bi onyanti ade na se. Onti ade na se. Let me paint the picture for you. Ato Forcing is part of the appointment committee. He's a member. This able say ne ye ka se be a fresh able CC a calling say by Supreme Court and be judge of Supreme Court. You go to them, they try to do interrogation, they try to ask questions. You can see who said they will sit here, you see, you know, said they won't sit here. And if you go to this kind of appointment committee, and you both the NPP and the NDC, Timibie, Oko Parliament, if you look at committees, I don't know NPP for because some majority in power there. But you see NDC people over there. They try to ask questions. Let's go into the matter. Because today you don't know me. I'm your friend. I'm your brother. When it gets to government business, when it gets to vetting, when it gets to appointments committee, and now for some of them, yes,
Agyapade document, yes, Okyehene or dinner number 2 minutes. Abua
was say some cry
because Agyapade document it was because Captain Samant, yes, the first part of yes, take him out for telling Captain Samant, the host yes, but then who said yeah, multimedia, other media platforms, no, but not Okyehene mad and prominent.
Yes, yes.
I'm after Ubiaba Quack, yes, and when Nipo more requested says and was soft conference more than 1,000. Yes, after a month of Quack Pack and
the reality,
the section of our chamber, the reality. Yeah, no, can say, says, ye Asante here. That was one of the prominent chiefs of Ghana for Subunu. Yeah, Okyehene. Therefore, do I know about 2 years because an idea no Tianco Pancha. No be concurrent no concurrent near menses now. Almost a sank for me wiki. To our no
party as workers meeting was a quabla. So would you want any bizarre question don't answer? My father told say, I dare I wouldn't say a bonnet near bizarre question about it, I don't answer. When you're against a person will answer, you should be a consistent liar. You should be a consistent liar. And I said to get to a point they will corner you. Yeah. And if you say, Open me bonnet 3,000. Then it gives you an informed decision. Say, I'll pray when you move people. What I say, and if you look at Okyehene, and command any prominence, and command attention, and a lot of Ghanaians will not go and look for this particular document to go and read. And I look at say, And come out for me minimum number, Shabu. And people be requesting this kind of man for some be PDF. Oh, what number what do you know? Oh, Frank Commission be PDF from family. Oh, you be safe. A lot of people want to go into it.
And a man for more soft copy of me. More soft copy. No,
I saw the meaning.
And you know, was it? I didn't even say I broke my
Shabu, this thing is never a fiction. And that's my daughter, man, Mama, can or Tamale. Castle, I'm going to try to carry you for evidence. And it's Mama. I'm telling you today. So what's now near to a now has they've rigged the elections. You want to go to court and much I do about nothing.
You go and fail.
Shabu, me say, what else is something? Me say, they will have a hope because I have a lot of proof. I met my child of a panel coco pimo court Shabu and come kusishi. Now I want to give you a certain kind of picture. And now, JC and now, Tamana may share my studio. One at two force will be straight into his V8
or come back to Parliament.
Will be out. This kind of issue about you. Now, Ghanaians were interested in everybody because see a live telecast. Everybody, the NDC are playing series of tapes, trying to favor you. The NPP are saying, no, they will come after you. Among us are witch hunting. Among us, no, they they are not going after the person who is doing something wrong. Why are you going after Franco? And it was a grand opportunity because the media will be there. You get a certain kind of mileage.
What do you two part of who?
What does it say? I listened to their solicitor, their lawyer. Lawyer Tamakul Ebje. He's one of the fantastic lawyers I've ever seen. Very young, but or Chewadia. Where maturity young, material comes in table. Maturity young. It doesn't matter say that he's when you.
How comes the table about?
Me say maturity and just listen to Edward Tamakul. He or what issue is almost our lawyer be. Ye be a NDC for young guy be. Or some fellows for Suquachapa. One day I'll get the name.
Me NDC communicated some fact me pennas and I quite say Malik Basintali.
Is our one so
this all trending on my
MPP for so power.
In fact, the guide is very
now me can say me chose if an NPP person you're doing communication for the party, if you're going on TV or on radio, prepare yourself. These young guys are learning. Don't joke with the NDC.
Guy, let the way.
Why?
I'm a Muslim. And now, Baba yet or joining MDC or take party card. I'm a Muslim.
Say, forget about hey. Go and listen to Joyce Muktari Bawa. When I continue, I no free a friend say I want to sing.
How maybe how come
there be out to sing? Woman be no Kokobi as a bruni kakrebi. And I so Bobby was a nearby. So also it's not a pass or school. Man, do you know why I don't listen to MPP radio stations? I listen to neutral stations. Do you know why? We bet my Kenyans assemble could be it will push you to do research.
No, I can't say what say. Every day we have me discussing people. Today the corporate is on
Deputy Minister for Sanitation. I know what
the corporate is on set.
What are you pray? What's on your pious and Amajide? What's you are talking about corruption? Pious when the amount for company Australia carpenter for, so for, and the year most of your players or Mukwa African games or the Commonwealth Games. Yes, okay, what is about this intelligence?
But Franco, you have but yeah, I'm from people for a me say a Juma Yama MP from 2016 on and Nekaminya Camera Panina. MPP are buying quite a buy. Yes, near Sa carpenter for say we players. MPP are buying quite a buy and a Paralympic team. Yes, a whole 11 players on my Jira.
Now, on there, on my Yano, almost side of Mabusia for some fast uncle from Mabusa for Swagger. Hey, one, I has a organo. Beside, I to force it. Name your class and the children straight. You went to the Parliament House. Yeah. And then back home, when so do Parliament House. Now, NDC for Tonum de Mano. No more than Yamiasi. Papa the client and Transiancho. Then straight to the appointment committee. Do you know why? The reason, everyone what I want to say, the NPP wanted to smuggle judges to the Supreme Court.
I didn't
hear.
Judges for now, one, they are qualified. I say appointment committee. Yes. I vet you. Yes. You vet you on Meklum. So why do you have to smuggle them?
Shabu, always I tell you, if you look at the new patriotic party and the J.A. Kufo is entirely different from the Nadonko Kufo.
And the SAP new patriotic party different from where?
Now let's go back. 1992, the Fourth Republic. Now, if you look at already the Eddie J.J. Rawlings appointment of Supreme Court judges, now yeah, a Marco 10. Okay. The J.J. Rawlings made appointment 11 appointment to the Supreme Court. His successor, John Agyapade3, made 17. Now, John Evans Atamos made 3.
Okay.
President John Dramani Mahama made 4. And now that we say, we are getting close to 19 to 20 people. I don't go Supreme Court. I'm telling you.
19.
So don't joke with it.
Within 8 years.
Don't joke with it. And I didn't go for it. Again, it is well rehearsed, a plan orchestrated. It is in this Agyapade document.
How?
Shall we say, don't joke with this book. This book is never a fiction. It's never a fallacy. And there will any trash. And there will be catch us a rubbish. Or a nana or a penny. And there are no kind here. Everybody was a one. What kind or tears, but you want to be diabolic. Every what kind on tears here. Every so what kind, this will be changing. Now the catch us are there with a too technical. I saw the be a catch up. I quite say, be a meaning Bible. Near the Bible, mammy. Me a Pentecost. Me said a name Bible Musa.
The interpretation
thank you
different.
Oh, quite sorry. Your presiding elder, your friend is Ame, or church Muametias here. Your sopho, your friend or you could be affinity, or church Muametias here. But this Agyapade document, if you are not technical person, if you don't follow politics, if you don't go back to archives, if you don't read from 1992, you can read this book for 30 years on Tiasieda because a technical issue.
Look at Karen Nana maybe a minister of communication, Nana maybe a minister of works and housing, and maybe a name senate, the oil be a managing director here, and to win mean kind of correcting to Sanima we see. And Nana she also desist from such because Nana here, Obama and Quanquano crime, you allow people like Kevin Taylor, Bobby and you allow people to punch you. Yeah, I quite question me do running mate. Now you say, Opoko wants to be the running mate to refer Dr. Mumania. The Church of Pentecost will never allow this. Me, I may be a church member. Then be a cat or some catch a coffee and say coffee. Said when you see a brain this in Icasa won't you almost on the Yansa for Baku Mutu TV. Sana could your politics, that's what's and bar. You are my father, I will address you as a politician. Now, what the papa was from Sabotibus. May catch them point blank, papa. Me, I don't care. Me never transfer me here, Juma. Near catch them walk for dialogue, Nesano. I'll punch you as a father, offering both a different matter. But if I sit on set, I'll come after you. One gets up a packet, they are compared quite a pump. On one call for bus, you say, hey, when your problem because I'll punch you, I'll tell you the reality. Sanity. Shab, who shut the cost Nana? It is in the Agyapade document. I am just an one for the Yama. Shab, page 31. Page 31. Young
page 31. What's it? The judiciary and the governance in Ghana.
The judicial and the governance in Ghana.
Oh, you end this year to have a comment on Dramani Mahama. It's not a matter. Some may make a picture. It's not a matter.
Now, Mahama saying trap.
I'm telling the NDC today, if these elections, no one said they are going to Supreme Court. Say Supreme Court and could determine the outcome of the results, whether it was rigged or not, whether we should seek for re-election or something. It's a foregone conclusion.
If I call the man, you're a man.
Shabla Sisi. Me say, John Dramani Mahama should take this. We end this in a tea. Catch up, John Mahama.
Thank you. Balloting.
Shabu.
Among young kind must set a robust system.
Me say,
I bet my transmitting figures at the
me say, today, I might be in the good books of the NDC. Tomorrow, I might be in the bad book of the NDC. Me, I believe in neutrality. I believe in objectivity, honesty. Me cannot credit actually. Ebia na some make go straight to the NDC be one day. Or China ebe quite the MPP. I don't care. I'll tell you my candid opinion. Me say, me catch John Dramani Mahama. I say don't catch us a fire agency by and it crash. They didn't build a robust system. But first you play with the intelligence and the minds of your people. So Mama say near bria on 10 agents ni. I want to repeat. Now no I would do more so and I PM crowd are saying offer. They use it as a pilot system. You can never use one constituency to do a pilot system. One 5 regions.
Any election, you need more than 10, especially when you don't have a stronghold like Ashanti regional.
Yeah, Bisamo say, I didn't near Cassia one call register Ghana card. When there was no pressure over there, among catch us a software, I jam it. But whereby the figures are becoming enormous, amount for war, they will tell you if you go to bank. Now, amount for go crab, they'll tell you, sister, no, a jam it, sister, no problem.
Even internet, from a daytime, slow, but midnight.
Pressure is so
pressure also and sat down a lot of media houses, a lot of television houses, a lot of communication.
Yes.
They will pressure on the internet.
Thank you.
And I figure that the internet and the transfer. And things so software no any papa a crash. Election year 2 years. There's a next 4 years.
The NDC enjoyed it in 2013.
Yeah.
Your court Supreme Court. No, say the elections are won at the polling station. I repeat, the elections are won at the polling station. John Dramani Mahama and your bofwa kese. John Dramani Mahama and your sama kese. Train your agents well. Give them sophisticated machines and make sure say you train them. Nipa no be a lawyer. Nipa no can't also you're educated. I don't know all train or tiadiana say
and find competent people.
Thank you.
Competent people who don't go and drink tea and biscuit.
They should. Hey, now nobody trust them, and I agree with the person. So who will be to metal numensa, who is an experienced person in terms of election, can go to the strong room near mouth to see a mouth biscuit to work for. It tells you that there is a problem. Sharp to them, Maniabri.
What sacrifice for life for the party on that day night?
Me say, Maniabri. And the NDC. So my game say, yeah, Baba say about because Supreme Court to be a I tell them, say, then I have forgotten conclusion.
Me say, yeah, November 4th. 3rd November,
yes.
and Jumanda.
Yes.
Men na me making sure to get Chesica in a Swansea constituency man MPP polling agency now. Yes. Because na me pese ye Chesica no. Ye one of the pollings ye Chesica on electoral area. Yes. Na one electoral area be coordinator Abase. Men first can question man. Let me go and
I want to give you a classical example. I know where the other here. You could pay more swami. I know my better to internal elections. O kaya gari be catch John da your friend John da ko catch a lawyer former men am kon kwacha mo dey asem na catch
e kan lawyer for sika no ko
for sika na ankasa ko for sure mun say no one
can speak with the delegates sika message be the day chiri
I mean ka asem to your kroma yet me mo be 2000 say fabre shabula season ni pa be to some 1500 Mwankasa ken for edru ba bi amoto abaye sika no I say mo de kwese obi nya 300 obi nya 200 obi nya 100 and you could see disaffection from people. Yeah. Shab in the Agyapade document tiha the judiciary and the governance in Ghana.
Yes.
What's it?
Ye kafa atenten ne ene oman hye na mamu e oman.
So that is why. Yeah. And I'm no say open president Bakwa is pushing a lot of people to the Supreme Court. What be some interest of yours MP Pamon?
Say about Bible can say
yes.
Yeah, or say the cap between yes. Won't me appoint more than say
yes. Papa you come the problem should be shifted to Akufo-Addo. So you also MP. Do you know why? Shabu, tell me a tour about you on the 7th of December 2020. Ah, who say about 137. Ah, kid muko tu eskama kosinti. Any sa adanse from na MP ni kasai. Omuko si Akufo-Addo Peduase Lodge. The NPP MPs told him, said Nana. Send the power the neighbor saw me speaker of Parliamentary MP. The man won his aging. Papa can no personal issues. Bring a different person, we vote for the person. Akufo-Addo said there be. Papa we are nankasa na mepe. And the people said they will make a coup d'etat against another them Akufo-Addo in the choice. And I'm not gonna say Aban Bagben or the speaker of Parliament was swat. Yeah. Or did thing here. Or no problem. Then I bet and none of Papa and I saw could defend it. Papa, you say you also MP no. You talk about free Parliament. Now, Sabu, in the Agyapade document, we say, considering the competitive nature of our works as politicians, there's always a need to step ahead against our opponents to secure our interests, dominance, and maintain power in 2020 and the next 20 years.
What say? What shall say amanu asem esitie na ya apre no. E ho behia say ye betimi die nan asisi baabi ye. Say the beya a betimi aboa abato ede yanim no ene abato e ba beto be mfie du ede yanim.
Our focus as a party has always been to the position our members and sympathizers are strategically sympathize as strategic positions both in government and the judiciary to cover and protect our interests.
What say asamanyoku no ye no de bi omo to abamaye ene chitafo no ana de bia de ma ye ni kom ba mpan adu se e wo so yetimi ma ye ni so ko because atemu a no se de be ye chiranko no se de asemi ko a o metimi de aka bia ma ye.
This has served us well over the period.
What is anamo ye two say ni aboy brebe twemebri.
All the appointments made to the Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, and some of the high courts in Ghana under our governance, our government, was to promote the NPP agenda and to ensure our country never falls in the hands of the opposition of the NDC.
Or say, So and nipa bia and I say atemuafo bia Ghana man penada nko for abo mu din say omonko Supreme Court High Court Court of Appeal na was say aboa MPP amanyuko ne pa enti account bi amon for monsa enko she o matan for NDC for num
then I catch it.
Say catch say in election case near court so
it was say site abi was say this has served us well over the period. All the appointments made to the Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, and the Court of High Court in Ghana under our government was to promote the NPP agenda and to ensure our country never falls in the hands of the opposition NDC.
Yes, or say and a court judge for Yabobo Mudin. Or ye MP before then. Yabobo Mudin Edomoko. Said a beya, young court down on minor and something from NDC.
And to your NDC, that's a wood team. Now you join the man and mama, now would you know what you say? Going for this kind of elections, your attention say be I say election regular banner sanomano. You are going to Supreme Court. Say Supreme Court will overturn. Supreme Court say we should go for re-election. Supreme Court say we Agyapade more. And you would.
Because a classical example.
Order.
Teach him enough. Martin James are called
yes.
And Nipa 8 weeks.
Yes.
As some call NDC for every money quiet. By the time I did touch anybody.
Say Ghana.
That Kufuor has made an earlier appointment to this court in 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020.
Messi, go and check election petition in 2012. Because I'm man for no good bench and so. I have 4-3, 3 MPP for 40 NDC for.
Sure.
That is a reality. And in the clear woman say, I could find by. Look at the kind of appointment they are making to the Supreme Court. And then what be that? Say a baby at Baby appointment to Supreme Court. Now you find it's a Parliament and near breast. I say yes, it's near cap. Where's the door?
As a term, do Pebiano or and Osha, hey, are they NDC for you enjoy some? Make election petition 2020 Atuba. Maybe Atuba just as my dissenting.
Yes.
And the petition also the objection overrule. Objection your wife be a crazy. For others in between so your platform so or make legal argument we are pet say young call them by objection ya twatching
right or say citizens may exercise popular participation in the administration of justice through the institution of public and consumer tribunals and the jury and the assessor system. The judicial power of Ghana shall be vested in the judiciary. Accordingly, neither the president nor parliament nor any organ or agency of the president or parliament shall have or be given a final judicial power.
Yeah. Because Osha Tina Phone or may be a say Basibia, ye president to me, and they share opinsum, another coin of ACAC and some cry, dread through the community tribunal and the other. But a back at Timuana or Mutumi show me some there.
Look at this critical and diabolic thinking. These people, I call them traitors. These people, I no adjective to qualify them. Boko Haram. Now, I'm going to read a portion for you. Shabuti say, the recent decision to exclude the use of birth certificate to prove one citizen during the 2020 voter registration exercise is a clear example of the agenda to prevent so many people from registering for this year's election, especially in our opponent's strongholds. We have statistics to suggest that the negative impact it will have had on for us if we have allowed it.
Almost say, Nancy, ya, and we say, I dear between the baby dear dancer say, we are Ghanaian, and that's what if you do watching. And yet, with date of birth,
yes,
I if you say a boapa because or more young, she much say, or more cast some decided on a trudian in the voter region and the voter community. But only Ghana can, say Ghana can, voter regions in Babia, a month 20 man.
Thank you. But say, all this was done to pave way for a resounding victory for the NPP and Nana in the 2020 elections. It is important that we maintain the security we enjoy currently under the judicial system. Don't joke with them. I did be on my trip about the judicial system. No, they plan, calculated where ahead they have achieved. Where now I can't back up. Sad you need to make them say king. Then means this Agyapade document. Don't person Monsaka be Monsaka. When Mahmoud Bawumia becomes the president, and I'll tell you, Shabu Kanya or say, it is imperative to observe that in recent times, most elections in Africa have been fought with post-election legal challenges.
Or say I cheer for back Karumashan Swan. So, but a big brim has say, ye to a baby and about 1 to be brewa, ye the court, Mentimoa say, Yeah, they are court be say CC.
It is imperative to observe that in recent more elections in Africa have been fraught with post-election legal challenges. Yeah. Kenya, Ivory Coast, and Zimbabwe are few of these cases. As this becomes a norm, our own experience in the 2013 should never happen again. We should never be in this situation, and the lesson should teach us a lot. Occasionally, it can be discovered that the courts have been instrumental in shaping the democracy in Ghana, and the stakeholders are devolving operating within the legal framework operating elections. Despite logical, law enforcement and judicial delivery challenges, we should as lineage be the winner in this.
Or say, Saosha, a might be say Kenya, Zimbabwe, Cote d'Ivoire, a Maya will be bring my say ya. Yet two baby or more battles and send a cuckoo pie, or minor as in the Biacassian. Also, your Ghana, Grandpa, a dear 2 MPP, our 2013 election petition and calm woman. Our so much share pa, said the Baya, your cock or 2 baby or same people at the.
Now, this is another diabolic thinking to you. What's it? We have to make sure that even if in the unlikely event that the NDC win the 2020 elections and beyond, that they do not get the chance to appoint more judges to the Supreme Court.
Or say, the Osei and the same. Say Supreme Court to hire man, and you can say, yes, I did be ready for come. And to see a packet court no say, he said, Omadu Cress is swimming as one Kamanu Sumazo. See NDC for a ding kunim and the 2024 election. Or Melcono, what did the so Supreme Court judges I am a federal be.
Our control over the judiciary is important for our protection, even if we were to lose the election.
Or say, see a bit to me, a fat or minor, as in the be a boy, a boss, yea, and a diano. And who here pa, even couple, see a dim kujo, ye dim kugo, our battle a day in the control position. And now say, you want the judicial service at our hands, no. I did be a pibiana, a bit man, and sacrifice. To
prevent such unfortunate situation from occurring, we need to explore all legal avenues to protect our appointees within the judicial system and find out ways to prevent any new government from making further appointments within the next 10 years at least.
Or say, and nipa or more bomb with this or minor, as in the Jumano. Also, more fat, quite passo, and that's a miracle. No bomb who can say, be our uncle Bassam. Even come say Bassa, a Bassa, or Mocotua, but not say, or moon in a new Kuruma. And Mary Bess and Fisher Bess 2 a day in Nimridia. Also, make sure say, or no control. I cut or minor as Nasindibian.
While only the judiciary can exercise the judicial function, it is slow to resolve dispute facts and law and often strains to uphold executive authority. For instance, while the Constitution commands the President appoints members of the Electoral Commission, acting on the advice of the Council of State, the court has interpreted this requirement as if the President merely has to consult with the Council of State. In another case, the court has taken over 2 years and years to resolve simple questions of law of whether the President can appoint a person who is past the mandatory retirement age of to hold a public office. It does not help matters that the President can appoint an unlimited number of judges to the Supreme Court. Now, while Nana has been in office for 3 years, he has appointed 9 judges. I saw make catch a and I make catch a Ghana for say. I did we no more quack. Namany said then as I say, I took force and asked a movie in them. He was able to get there.
And all kind other publication now, we can kind of.
Yes.
You talk about first I appointed 9 judges.
Yes.
And are you privy to Sandy Moya a question? And I cast a fiction. And you wanted to meet Trabontin, a church or near man, Nipacono, a good water general.
Ejana make choice and run. The Director General of Senate, he goes to US of A for holidays.
Yeah.
And a fellow catcher and say proceed on leave. Oko Bob Sompem Kofi takes over. Or Safoma Fubano takes over. He's part of this Agyapade document. Now, Shai was say, while Nana has been in office for 3 years, he has appointed 9 judges, including 2 chief justices. Admittedly, many of these appointments are made to replace retiring judges, and there's no systematic evidence. Systematic evidence of.
I said, Nana Kufa by you know. Also, within the 3 years, but put Nipa Macon, some Supreme Court judges, and after Nipa Munu and another boom within says, or Monconquay Chief Justice.
Deliberate effort to undermine the judicial independence. Nevertheless, It feeds the perception that the president is parking the court to gain influence of the judicial system.
Was it
deliberate effort to undermine judicial independence?
Like I said, no, what said that say? Well, yes, I not say or say me mumu. Now, me mamma dem who that say, or my team one, me mamma dem. What said oh? Say me mumu, me mamma dem also, mamma young found it, and Sadi waiting near my air cost of Agyapade document. Now I think Jesu and I didn't fiction and or minor union a diano. And then Kofubi and Ghana man pin out for a young man pin the tesso. And to a more for crime. Now, or manager party, or man who be per man who's gainer, or my fat at the Assume Bush of Fonsa. Now, MPP no THD, or NDC no THD, ye cannot, ye who you are. Here, who is a beer, Yabo Toyota Yard set to them. Yabo Toyota pick up set to them. Busan said, many people one animal. So, bet you 1 million, they do 1 billion a down. Yes, and to Busoma say, on my talk. Toyota yards ma wo ni aja wuru hudi akire ya ma ocean car awo wuru hudi akire buso mo se sai no manya
chawu de ma cham for you dia try Ghana for you ya wuru Agyapade document. I want to look straight into my Nana, I humble myself before you. Kora Mira but you person bisa say, do you still take this to be a fiction?
Address him Okyehene kaka krura
kaka utumfo Okyehene Mira Nana me do me pawase. I know you from a distance. Open him for back. I respect them so much. I give them a certain kind of respect. Why number one? Maybe so. I dear my church the Mudia Bay. I have offered your Agyapade documents. The Ababe come. Dear the chess I deal with fiction. Then the chess I deal with imagination. Then the chess I deal with trash and rubbish. Why? A dear man the busy. So be dinner court. A dear assembly. Nani Pan is part of the appointment committee. Obey my baby questions. I'm the bell from this kind of judges. No more smuggle behind the person.
Watch that Bonia. Sound call for almost smuggle judge for almost since on my committee. Was say, and judge for a mature cat. I don't know maybe massy. May say, and now muscle in 2016. Maybe, and I come out one and another. Now my boy sent a man family by Imra. Now could find with the president. Come to the I know what about for you. I'm telling you because we needed change at that time. Mamencha, Madame for Haruna, Mensha South Secretary, Madame for now, Miss Haruna, in 2016, ya near day in this cool position. You do my thing, say you can't come a Ghana from Mahama or Yadia. Now, ye domano, ye some MPP Manuku, ye some Ghana, and Tiene Mahama can say 24-hour economy. Na man for demand to busy jatama near blasena night baby or mine na baby tree ab and Ghana sika and 16 to $1 21 to a pound na see a leader or baby kasa convince ye say ya man or man anya dash or can say or no ba or baby hitch a mobile phone at my near 1 city 2 cities or say cassette what would him say Baumia at the MPP and Nimotiki form. Baumia at the Baumia campaign message and you below belt. Except not senior. Wouldn't him campaigner on my pinnacle for then a prosecutor from 96. About prosecuting 2000 Wouldn't another go father. None of that never stood on any platform and promised Ghanaians with a mobile phone. Another pro or kind of be said, Anna, or be said, or more I or word to be. Gazette. And somehow can a below bed. I MPP no. And this one going to be saying this. MPP message. Udu ha. You betcha I am for. I betcha him for Sasi. You betcha him for TNT. You can't see. Udu ha. And after I do to access mobile phone. Now Franco, but say try home. You go see video ever. John Okyehene+Mahama. So I call. And 50 man term at the Professor Jane Naana Nana Matem Kunyo and affirmative action bell and so I go to the uncanny.
I'm therefore deeply honored to come before you today to introduce a very remarkable individual who has not only made significant contributions to our beloved country Ghana, but who will also, God willing, play a leading role in putting this country back on the track of progress and prosperity. We all know the misfortune of poor governance that has happened to our dear country over the last almost 8 years. Ghana is at a crossroads. Our nation has been driven to the edge of a precipice. Being accepted as a member of the Royal House of Ogua of this historic city, I feel very much at home coming to Cape Coast this morning. It is with great pride that I present to you Professor Jane Naana Opoku-Agyeman. My running mate for the upcoming 2024 elections. Nananom, your daughter Nana Jane hails from this very region, and Commander to be precise. The Central Region is a place known for its rich history, its culture, and its commitment to education. Her inspirational journey and blazing achievements are a testament to the values and excellence that the Central Region embodies. I'm not just presenting to you your own daughter, but as you are elders say, as the Papa Wofia Oye.
Women, we are empowering ourselves. And so, NDC is committed to making sure that we allow women the opportunity to also realize their full potential in life, to what they call the Affirmative Action Bill, which is a bill that is currently in Parliament. It is one of the bills that has remained in Parliament for the longest time, and I am urging this Parliament to pass the Affirmative Action Bill, or else if they don't, it will be one of the first things, legislative items that we do under a new NDC government.
Yeah, na peso di kaide.
Shawu, you're more than NDC abaso. Okay. Now my country now they are trying to follow a certain kind of tradition. Okay. Now after the exit of JJ Rawlings, minyan to say NDC for akwa the voter region to pick someone who is coming from the voter region to be their running mate, or even in terms of presidents. Okay. All the time now, because if you look at the after JJ Rawlings in 2000, Mills comes into the picture, who is hailing from the Central Region. John Dramani Mama, what died in the Nida Ufuman with Davy and Mroka could do salad. Your friend cat and said, Uniako. They tell you you have your mouth 2 news, Papa Bonnet. Prepare yourself to be the president. If at that time, John Dramani Mama has been in the picture. Obasanjo is about to key over or call the Bank of Ghana, who he governor in Ifio, Paco Misata, and also what she was a PM or University of Cape Coast, a woman VC, and so Abba. And this is the second time or do a Banico. A mania Kwansudi. Say nowadays, say Franco the hater, Yamea Abnaza Pija. Now you find say be a MPP party. Never say Abia, my baby, the general secretary of the party. Yes, Frank work by 2 years, one my party now ya kono, ye call for elections. You get to Brana be running mate. I said me coffee wenchi. I said me coffee wa tebu. And I him for any pay for couldn't come. Say I can amamemu dear, my dear money final. Yeah. And I just a wenchi. Yeah. Now can me co wenchi. Now any wencha him free to all 18 come. Oh, Modishi any Bob Brand your person and a F. Now look at how the baby of finish a honya dinner. Umami crew, honya dinner. You with my baby move with my shoe papa crew. I'm a baby a okay cacon, but can I say diabolic? But me say, who bet me? Who knew my microma? I will pass from you, but be few papa crew, penny papa come pass from you, Riasiawa. Open some just and call for you, Freono, Cassa, Power, Chosa Massa, and yes, soften your stance, soften your stance, so, but be a asking your debut. That's why, basically. What's I said, Miss Phone, crab, and can be my ship. Shall we do, Miss Baby, Miss May, but maybe few papa crew. So I said, look at it. I said, look at you, oh, my man, more brand, papa. Oh, papa, can tank. I see you can tell I know you. Also, papa, oh, my man, more. You beside a question. I have before. I said, you beside say, a 2024 election, our more con. Or more consent, or so. She had a more tough for the quality. Only going some and they're quite 2024 election. And so, yes, sir. Quite on my first one, much on my dead you. Simple talks. Simple. To Mama Kasabi, we are Kasabi at the natural effort. And on what things in your way, how colorful it was. a natural central region a handful. More the modestia no. Said the Chroma man focus oh. Na pofra Ashanti region almost the no and was one trouble and famano yes you come better we want to so these are the kind of things that I could so and so we have to point out more so the MP and this uncle Ellen Choma launch manifesto
in campaign manifesto manifesto and the so Mabelanche campaign on the 11 August ya so Kumasi
on campaign Kumasi say say na Kumasi and I don't vote. As a Bibia Kumasi, what is Bibi can beach rope? Something is ringing bell into their mind.
Woman himself, things is not, things are not well.
Okay, and to the moment, yes, you are here. So, Shaibu is a good exercise. We just said I am fully Sikasaya, A2 Nefua. And you see, if you look at the NDC and the MP,
Mahama, affirmative action bill, no, yes. What he said before the bill was also on command pass the crowd or by the first was one of the bill that in Parliament.
Okay.
So what do you make out of that Mahama Kwaku you bar to that position?
Boy, I say cause affirmative idea there. Affirmative bill idea.
Affirmative action bill no.
Yes. I want to collate into something for you. Come on. I don't want to read it. Because I will kind of messiasi. Now
or say Parliament has passed the affirmative action gender equity bill 2024.
Yes.
The purpose of this bill is to effectively address social, cultural, economic and political gender unbalance in the country. All stemming from historical discrimination against women and persistent parochial social culture system and norms. The bill also seeks to ensure gender equity in both public sector and private sector. Like I said, Osha, ma in you may be able to be a position way, you inform more back with the Mabema, be a IGP, be a can farm away where the Maui
to play is safe. What about for our mammy or tone toes yet or say, Shabu is the process of being fair to a man or a woman or men. Until position diaba, you look at the economic of these two people, or your bar, and say the neko, obey my head, may say the neko, or your bema, obey the nako. Ghana, and Kwan, and will be a villain who's a person your politics. You see the person trade with sex before the person gets any position.
Yeah.
I want to be paid.
I said, I was down for the kicker.
Charlotte said it too. Me say, yes, Charlotte said, I want to be crossing up one tab catcher and say, Mamma and planet on the money, Mamma, and tell Mamma man this kind of position. Why do you make this kind of childish comment?
Or said they all cannot pack the Kufa and planet a more party.
Why do you make this kind of childish comment? This useless comment. Just because I say, yes, your mouth microphone, your mouth mileage. So you make this kind of with me bab on Tisa be catchers and Mameno, New York and the TJ United said by 4. One year as so many support to Asama, Manika. As some United say, they want to give equal chances to everybody. Shabu, and if you look at the NDC and the MPP, I see a BCF. These two political parties, one pioneer or bad power, or said a Buama.
Okay.
Now, Shabu,
yes, sir.
If you look at John Evans Atamos, when he was the president of the Republic of Ghana, Ghana, we the president free home, now he the vice president free home. Nipa ba or you very instrumental, influential. What kind of bad man say? I am the number 3.
Yeah.
Show me your position. Tiene, the president took coin, not vice took coin. Automatically, the president who takes over and be a watchdog, and you run the Aban as a speaker of parliament. Well, but who's the sworn in as a president too?
Yeah. So you are almost sworn in.
You're sworn in as a president. Now, under John Evans Atamos, Mills gave us a woman to become the number 3 in Ghana. What kind of me? Joyce Bamfo Ado.
Okay.
What kind?
Yeah.
Obakaya, Theodore Wood comes into the picture as a Chief Justice.
That's the mess. On at Asante Court, I'm on the point the first IGP or Bao. Okay, IGP only by my friend Mrs. Mills, some sort of Mills.
Oh, sir. Let me check my memory. Check my memory.
Because my mother was saying,
yes,
John Evans Thomas has appointed, in consultation with the Ghana Police Council, appointed Mr. Paul Tewiakwe as the Sultan IGP, Inspector General of Police, with immediate effect. Mr. Kwe replaces Mrs. Elizabeth Mills Robertson, the acting IG Inspector General of Police.
Yes, it is true.
Appointed Ambassador designated for Ghana as official statement signed in Accra.
Hey,
You know,
I know my mention. Hey, Kokore don't hear you. Hey, we don't can crata musano. Oh, fine. So you see, you have even educated me once I'm back. So meaning say even IGP, maybe I'm the Austin. IGP Kurano, this particular woman, which was born John Evans Atamas, Mebwa, under the MPP.
Yeah.
Chodora Ru.
Yeah.
Mebwa.
Yeah. And that the highest position, I'm saying, if my memory serves right, or Bako could do,
yes,
that is a Chief Justice.
Chief Justice. No. Now, if you look at the NDC, they are rewarding women. Shall we not know? Say, under John Evans Atamos, she gave us a number 3.
Yeah.
Just what make her Tony or my number 3. Under John Dramani-Mahama, John Mama wants to give us a number 2.
You want to give the woman
a number 2. Or man Ghana for number 2 if he becomes the president. And I make count just say, and you see, I dear be a bear my bet me, or Babet my ye. This woman has been a vice chancellor.
Yeah.
And to your banners,
she's also the first female
yes.
university.
Me say, oh your banners Utiemia. It is a grand opportunity to do campaign for your old lady. Ghana, but you see, I walk up, baby. You walk away, say, I'm on my Samaya, almost social debate for activists.
And like agenda, Shamima Muslim. I'm glad to say Shamima Muslim or come back to NDC.
Thank you.
Because or your maba or prosecutor. Now you later must you come out
and
support this woman.
And I make a mistake. There be almost sorry. So but some gender advocate and Obia could reprove. Obia say, Bobby ya dear some of so they don't come out to say it. And so me I'm having a problem with the NDC. I'm going to tell you. So also about why you running mate. Or Babet may idea be then my men no more fun is a running mate no. And call for they should surround the woman. Two gonna should be mad.
Send a settlement.
One, what even come to the personal assistant should be mad. When it comes to the head of communication should be mad. The deputy should be mad. Don't wanna mad about 80% should be labeled to this particular woman.
Even with the security, police.
And I very if a woman get the IGP, we have strong women in the Ghana police service. Why you cannot compromise or joke with them? Their professionalism and expertise, it comes to the pinnacle. Why don't you bring this kind of people? You come for infantry because some affirmative bill say dear Burma bet Nyan or Babet Nyan, Mebwa, and the Ghana police service. You make my your IGP.
Yes.
If the woman qualifies, I don't know oil and air for air corner. Why don't you go for it? And then Oko US of air. Kamala Harris on your bar. So Joe Biden said, "Oh no more person will take over because he's aging 82 or what baby now." And the American can say NDC force one more person my your bar. And number 2. My men there should be a lot of women surrounded with the woman.
No, I can suggest a common for a spokesperson. Shamima Muslim.
No, how do you answer? Me say, a NDC for an Ankasa issue because you are creating a certain kind of picture to us.
Okay, but who? Me say na kofi bo achi o lady bi na fa no ya santoa anti robbers.
Yes.
For the near day.
Yes.
You won't let the position or dressing in police uniform. And protect man. Ya ma a man who say bill they are passing to law and they are doing a human.
And now the NDC have ladies who are good communicators.
Yes.
Who can explain matters to ordinary Ghanaian. Now no me share your campaign. Eric Ajemiaminipa, on a deputy communication director, Edema. Or Papa, Agyapade3 Boating. Or I say one of the senior communicator. No. You are creating a certain kind of picture to Ghanaians. Yes. Telling us, Babet3 Mama also work assassin, so work assassin. Why don't you bring a lot of women? Surrounded Mameno comes and money dinner. It gives a certain kind of impression to the ordinary voters. I'm
on challenging man, almost mean man.
What I said,
a man Ghana form where there's an opportunity for you because John Dramani-Mahama and the position Cassia per down or calculation.
Yes.
The shortest way to become the president
is through the vice president. The shortest way.
Said Mahama that's one could be man.
Yes.
And this for the 2 Cassia. On my penny, the Ghana form bus, you know, about Nanka, security. What I say, police service and angel police service. If the Mako has security, Western cannot be no money dinner, and my mom, a police, and my mom, and Marshall, and the neighbor. You train them very well. What's training here? No, I'll be at to us, Jack. These people are sent a signal to us. Means a mass take over the country.
Yantia.
Now I'm going to pass it bill new year. Now be a salmon. Share bill on my passing. I'll see who said, I'm my man key position. For instance, I know ministry. Franco, I stand to be correct. But me who ministry be I had the most sensitive ministry be a yellow baton. interior, defense, education, health, energy. Also, the Sika Kesian.
Yes.
And the most of them say a man got contested as MP. First come on, and now we give them work or I go to Mamino. Or just go to Zamano. Freedom, possible with Baby a crocodile.
So you pay
the woman top positions.
John Mama on a walker. So leadership by example. My young Musa says I'm not walking, Mamino. May I say you're doing on the cocoa? Yes, yes. Give the woman, young man, Madu Bonan Sarandon, and Manik, I may say, and this is for my blue wow shadow. Listen to Good Morning Ghana. Me so bones them.
Na me say enna me Shama Muslim.
Me say they do critical thinking.
Or a lady bia me peno ne show.
How much I witness?
I witness.
Hey, Shabu.
And no ne Umar Sanda.
Shabu me no.
Me Anna the people of Central Region.
Yes.
Mahama at the president at the Abraham vice president Abraham. Mo call MPP premise. Mo de ken de Japan call Central Region for. MP for so munyam vote.
Yes.
Mo do mo ye ken de Japan.
Yes.
The tin at time kan se mo munya no. We the Mahama de mo amo de e de abro or Abraham vice president or be president.
And I could for president me coach bi order. Yes, so kwa free Wi-Fi. Ya gu kwan so. Ukrom pector we won number. Ebika. And it's not theoretical. They should be practical, should be pragmatic.
Yeah.
And said John Dramani Mama who say affirmative no majiatumo. They are even exercises in opposition.
Yes.
If they come to power, and you
go Mahama in opposition, you were calling for someone be adding me mra. O video ni aboy. Nyame abo adna ba be mra. Nyame anso abo. Wa ko you oba ednaba.
But
the security detail. Ah, let me say.
Remember where number 3. It's more IGP. Oba
IGP. I can't say
number 3.
Asama number 2. To be number 2. Excess omo doma and o share key positions.
Yeah, key positions. Sensitive positions.
MPP Oma Kofa chief of staff.
Bonti to Bonti. But
on a shadow chief of staff.
On a chief of staff.
I
was prime minister. Prime minister gave you a casa finito only beyond me and casa.
Kofono call far am I chief justice. And I was also chief. But Mahama when I did with a man do more bra Ghana for my mudo to chair. And the woman too should also prepare, say. The Mahama crumble to a new bibi besia. Mahama Diria. So be together. Contest to become the flag bearer. And so conducting who ye would just platform to see Mahama. Say Mahama comporting or composing on a casa article on a campaign platform. Now, o convince NDC for said, say the part mission, so obetma provide victory their mom. Obetmin so ask for money because on mine a time you have to take concrete decisions and be poor bar who take this in the demonstrate the other my draw. I was so taking tea. The man made Jane Naana or said Mahama most one. When did from penny for the can say, you want the police who are supposed to protect you to be women, they should train them properly or communicators, make sure that they are women and then Shama Muslim are on board. And now if people are for fan same 1 year Napo spokesperson from radio, they said Shama Muslim radio and Shama Muslim Nanuati or Casa very well. Not Monfano. Now a man, who say a man, more prosecute a proper campaign. What is it from your master, your former theatre from your map with former theatre from? Now, make sure that most of man of a family. Mamma compromise mamma security. And a most of the customer mamma, I'm with a marathon. Mamma can some and then away cut to wake up or connect a man come see a kind. Someone to me, Yard, Franco. Election be a being this was some election. But beer or babbage in the beer support or bar. Because a bar I anymore or me a vulnerable or just a ma. Uba and electoral area. Mamma confident crowd, men are prosecuting the campaign in BB man and the woman won. And yes, Maya NDC among key positions, especially a medium, you know where to that job. Teach to the people of Central Region. Say, can they appoint the Bremo? What did the banner people for someone pa? Mama has given you number 2. Sabi, a big cry, who your moye, and quite young. Now, send a mama. Once on a secret to grab a market.
Oh, yes.
And I started Commander Sugar Factory.
Yes,
or Bob will never be growing. What do compare the oil and no banner or their banner? we deserve votes.
Oh yes, you do.
Yeah, cry. I say, "Crampo, ya no man yeshi ya man crampo." O ma ko for animate about what say. O mu deserve vote. The people of Central region. Say about to about moto ba ko chia na e mo Franco later. If you say ye be see. I for me din at the Shaibula see Franco later na o ten kan no. O se bema and the jia kan na kisa kan video ni simu. Say yes excuse am na don do me ya ye be share da foforo.